Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level mathematics video, and today we're going to be talking about understanding word problems in English. So what is a word problem? Here's an example here on the whiteboard that this boy is trying to solve. And how do you feel about word problems? Well, sometimes even native speakers don't like word problems because they can be somewhat difficult to solve, and if English is not your first language, they can be even more difficult. So the four main mathematical operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So which words relate to each of these operations? See if you can create a word web for each word. Addition is already done for you, so we have plus and sum. But go ahead and see if you can come up for words related to subtraction, multiplication, and division. You can pause the video, try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to see the answers. All right, other words with addition could be increase, go up, more than, higher than, total, or an all. Subtraction, minus, subtract, take away, difference, leftover, reduce, decrease, smaller than, lower than, or remain. Multiplication could be times, multiply by, twice, triple, squared, to the power of, or product. And division could be words like half, divided by, over, quotient, and each. Alright, so in word problems, there are some words or phrases that give clues about how the problem should be solved. So do these words remind you of addition or subtraction? So here for addition, we had where we said add, plus, increase by, total, more than, added to, in all, combined with, together, all together, higher than, and greater than. Those would all be related to addition. I'll switch colors for subtraction. So the words related to subtraction would be, of course, subtract, drop, difference, fewer, take away from, remain, reduce, decrease by, minus, leftover, smaller than, shorter than, or lower than. And then if you want to some additional practice, choose 3 words from each category, 3 words from the addition and 3 words from the subtraction, and create 6 sentences. They don't have to be word problems, just some sentences. All right, so for multiplication, I have the same thing. Multiplication, the words associated with that would be product, times, twice, double, triple, multiplied by, increase by a factor of, and then division could be quotient divided by, ratio, half, into, out of, each, separate into, split, equal pieces, and over. And again, take 3 words from the purple category and 3 words from the blue and make sentences. All right, so now you're going to match each sentence with the best sentence to follow it. Which phrases mean increase and which ones mean decrease. So again, you can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. All right, so here we have the temperature is rising. Rising means an increase. So the temperature is rising. I'm going to take my coat off. The temperature is dropping. So dropping is a decrease. I need my winter hat. Housing prices are going up. So it is not the best time to buy. So going up is increasing. Houses prices are going down. That would be our decrease. It might be a good time to buy. Student enrollment is climbing. So that would be going up. More and more people are moving to town. And student enrollment is falling. So that's a decrease. Oops. I have to change my color there. Falling. More and more people are moving away. The business is expanding. Again, that is an increase. And that would go with they must be doing well. And the business is downsizing. They must be struggling. The prices are usually lower on weekday mornings. So that's lower. So that's a good time to buy a ticket. And the prices are usually higher on weekends. That's not a good time to buy a ticket. So phrases that are commonly used to describe the temperature would be to go up, to rise, the price of an item going up or going down, the size of an item getting larger or smaller, and the profit of a business could be increasing or decreasing. All right, which category does each phrase belong to? Is it addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? So what is the sum of 4 plus 6 plus 9? Well, that is addition. What is the difference between 12 and 8 is subtraction. What is the product of 4 and 6? That's multiplication. What is the ratio of boys to girls in your class? That is division. What is the total rent that was paid at the end of the year? Well, that could be addition. It could also, you could probably figure that out through multiplication if you multiply the rent, the monthly rent times 12 months. So it could be addition or multiplication. The price, this week, the price was $1.50 more than last week. That would be addition. Her salary was increased by $5,000 a year. That's addition. What is $25.99 plus tax? Addition. Half of the proceeds will be donated to charity. That's division. And what quantity remains after every person takes what they need? That would be subtraction. He increased his speed by 8 miles an hour. Or sorry, he decreased his speed by 8 miles an hour when he saw the police officer, so that's subtraction. She bought 2 packs of markers for $2.50 each. How much did she spend? That would be multiplication. There are 3 times as many girls as boys in the drama club. Multiplication. Last year there were 350 people in the show, but this year there were 45 fewer people. That's subtraction. What is the cost of 12 gallons of gas at $2.50 per gallon? Multiplication. The school budget was reduced by $5,000. Subtraction. He is twice as tall as his mom. That would be multiplication. What is the quotient when 12 is divided by 4? It's division. And half of the profits will be invested in research. That's also division. All right, so now read the word problem and replace the word in bold with a phrase from below. Again, you can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So the nonprofit organization had a fundraising goal of $10,000. They managed to exceed their goal by $850. How much did they raise? So here, exceed could be replaced by go over. They managed to go over their goal. David's volunteer group raised $2,500 for charity. They decided to split the money evenly among 3 charities. How much will each charity receive? So split here would mean divide. The temperature at 5 p.m. was 45 degrees Fahrenheit. By midnight, it had dropped 20 degrees. What was the temperature at midnight? So dropped could be replaced by decreased. Kelly baked a cake for her Joe's birthday. 5/8 of the cake was eaten at the party. The next day, Joe ate half of what was left. How much cake did Joe eat the next day? So Joe ate here the half, could be 50%, and was left would be remained. And finally, Diana kept track of how far she ran in the month of June. The first week she ran 20 miles. The second week she ran 24 miles. The third week she ran 25 miles. And the fourth week she ran 18 miles. How many miles altogether did she run? That would be how many miles in total did she run? Again, same thing here. You're going to read the word problem and replace the word in bold with a phrase from below. 12 people go out for dinner and order 3 pizzas. Each pizza is cut into 8 slices. If each person gets the same number of slices, how many slices will each person get? Well, cut into would be divided into. A person's rectangular backyard is 100 feet by 150 feet. How many feet of fence are needed to surround the yard? Well, surround would be go around. Janine has $50 to buy school supplies. She needs to buy 3 notebooks for $1.50 each, a pack of pens for $4, a calculator for $12, and a pack of highlighters for $5. How much money will she have left over after buying all those supplies? Left over would be remaining. Gregor purchased 1.5 pounds of ham at the deli for $7.50. What did he pay per pound? So per would be for each. And Christian earns $720 each week after taxes. He deposits 10% in a savings account and 7% in a retirement fund. How much does Christian have left after the money is taken out for her savings and retirement fund? So taken out is removed. Okay, now we're going to talk about keywords. So every word problem has a keyword or words that help you decide how to solve it. So what operation do you need to perform, and what word or phrase helped you to know that? So here's an example. Kim has 10 pounds of rice for the next 30 days. If she wants an equal amount each day, how many pounds of rice can she eat per day? So in this one, you would need to use division, and the key phrase is per day. All right, try the rest of these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So in Asim's 10th grade class, 12 out of 22 students walk to school. What percent of the students in his class walk to school? So here you would need division. The keywords would be percent and out of. Mina worked 14 hours last week and earned $176. What is her hourly wage? This one would also be division. So hourly wage are the keywords. A group of 6 friends went out to dinner. The total bill for dinner was $94.50. Their meals all cost about the same price, so they split the bill evenly. Without considering a tip, how much should each friend pay? Well, split the bill, that would be divide. And Katie makes $15 an hour. She worked 10 hours last week and 12 hours this week. How much did she make altogether? Well, that would be, so altogether, you would have to multiply and then add. Okay, so what operation or operations do you need to perform, and what word or phrase gives you a clue? Sakia has a car with a 14-gallon gas tank. Her fuel gauge says that there is 1/8 of a tank left. How many gallons of gas remain in her tank? So here you would have to use multiplication to figure out 1/8 of 14, or division. That could be either multiplying by 1/8 or dividing by 1/8. And then how many gallons, you would have to take this number and subtract it from the 14 gallons. So multiplication and subtraction. And the keywords are remain and left. Celeste purchased her bicycle for $50, spent $40 on new parts, and sold it for $125. What was her profit? So here we would have addition. You would have to add how much she paid for it plus how much she spent on parts, and then sold it. You would have to subtract in order to get the profit. Ado is making bags of candy for all the children in the neighborhood for Halloween. If he expects that 50 children will ring the doorbell and he has 15 pounds of candy to distribute equally among each bag, how many pounds of candy should he put in each bag? Well, this would be division, and the keywords are to distribute equally. Oscar sold 2 waters for every 5 sodas that he sold. If he sold 10 bottles of water, How many sodas did he sell? So this would be a combination, I think, of multiplication and then division. A teacher provides pencils to the students, and so how many, so two, two for every five, so 2 out of 5, that's the clue that shows that you either have to divide or multiply by a fraction. And then the total, how many did he sell? You have to find the total. And a teacher provides pencils to the students in her class during standardized tests. If she has 25 students in the class and gives the students 2 pencils each, how many pencils does she need? Well, this would be multiplication, and 2 pencils each. You're going to have to multiply by the number of students to find how many does she need in total. Word problems can sometimes include money, and so can you name these US coins and what is the value of each? Well, this is a penny and it's worth 1 cent. This is a nickel, which is 5 cents, a dime, which is 10 cents, and a quarter, which is 25 cents. So try this problem. Mark has 70 cents, Maggie has 3/4 of a dollar, Ada has 2 quarters and a dime, and Suma has 2 nickels and 5 dimes. So who has the most money? So we know that Mark has 70. 3/4 of a dollar would be 75 cents. So Maggie has 75. 2 quarters and a dime, so that would be 60 cents. 2 nickels and 5 dimes, so 5 dimes is 50 cents, plus 2 nickels is 10, so that's 60 cents. So Maggie has the most money. What is the meaning of pay off in the word problem below? Joe took out a car loan of $12,000. If he plans to pay $500 a month plus interest, how long will it take him to pay off the loan? So pay off would be, the meaning of that would be to get the loan amount down to 0. So instead of 2 times, we can say twice. Twice is an adverb. It describes the frequency or how often of an action. We can also say 2 times as many or 2 times as much, 3 times as many, 3 times as much, etc. So here are some examples. There are 2 times as many boys as girls in my history class, or there are twice as many boys as girls in my history class. There are 3 times as many holidays in my country than in your country. Is 4 times as much water in my water bottle than in your water bottle. So create a sentence using twice or 2, 3, 4 times as many or as much. So 100 students voted for Brian for class president. 200 students voted for Sarah for class president. So here you could say twice as many students voted for Sarah than for Brian for class president. I ran 15 miles this week. I ran 5 miles last week. So here I ran 3 times as many miles this week than last week. Her old house was 1 mile from the school. Her new house is 4 miles from the school. So her new house is 4 miles farther from the school than her old house, or 4 times farther, not 4 miles, 4 times farther from school than her old house. And double and triple. We use double to describe the size or amount that is 2 times larger than another amount. Double is most commonly used as an adjective, verb, or noun. It describes a size or amount. So as an adjective, we would say this year the class size is double the class size that we had last year. As a verb, the price doubled in less than a year. And as a noun, the size increased by more than double. Half means 50% of the amount, and triple means 3 times the amount. So the number of students increased by more than half, or the student enrollment tripled in 3 years. And then for some practice, you can create 3 sentences, one using double, one using triple, and one using half. And here are some examples. This sandwich was cut in half. This is a double cheeseburger. All right, so mathematical units. Which can be a possible response? So an airplane flies against the wind from A to B in 8 hours. The same airplane returns from B to A in the same direction in 7 hours. So find the ratio of the speed of the airplane to the speed of the wind. So here, we don't really have to solve this. We just look for the key words. So ratio. So a ratio would be 15 to 1. Quentin has a dice with 6 sides. What is the probability that he rolls a 4? So, probability, I would say 1 out of 6. There's a 1 out of 6 chance that he would roll a 4. Henry needs to cover the floor of his bedroom with carpet. The dimensions of the room are 12 feet or 10 feet by 12 feet. How much carpet will he need? Well, we know that it's expressed in feet, and when you multiply two elements that are both feet, it becomes square, so 120 square feet. And a flight from Los Angeles to New York took 6 hours and covered 2,500 miles. What was the plane's average speed? So here the key word is speed, so we need miles per hour because that's the measure of speed. Rodolfo runs at a rate of 18.4 feet per second. How far does he run in 10 seconds? So here, how far, we know that, and feet is the measurement, or the measurement that we're using. So you would know the answer has to be in feet, so it would be 184 feet. Javier has a backyard that measures 14,000 square feet. If he wants a garden to take a quarter of the yard, what are the largest dimensions that would fit? So dimensions, we know we're going in square feet, so our answer would have to be 70 feet by 50 feet, because that would show 2 measurements, and that's how we would calculate dimensions. Martin brought $25 to the mall. He spent $8 on lunch. What percent of his money did he spend on lunch? So we know that we're looking for an answer that has percent, so it would be 32%. And a telephone company charges 25 cents for the first minute of a phone call and 10 cents for each additional minute of the call. Which of the following represents the cost X of a call lasting T minutes? So here it would have to be the representation would be the equation or the formula, so that would have to be C. All right, removing information that is not needed. So word problems often have extra information that is not necessary to solve the problem. So read the word problems and find the information that is not needed to solve the problem. So a baker living in Chicago made 12 loaves of bread, 36 cookies, and 18 muffins. He used 5 pounds of flour and 20 cups of sugar. How many desserts did the baker make? Well, we don't need to know that he's living in Chicago. And we're only looking for desserts. So we don't need to know how many loaves of bread that he made and how many muffins did he make. We only need the cookies. So he made, how many desserts did he make? 36. He made 36 cookies. 2 jet planes leave the airport at the same time. One heads towards Chicago and the other towards New York. After 10 minutes, plane A is 65 miles due north of the airport, and plane B is 25 miles due east of the airport. How far apart are the 2 airplanes? Well, we don't need to know where they're going. Chicago and New York. We just need to know that they're going in opposite directions. Or different directions, because one is going north, one is going east, and so we don't need to know that they're going to Chicago and New York. Okay, a publishing company is designing a book jacket for a newly published math textbook. Find the area of the book jacket given that the front cover is 8 inches wide by 11 inches high, the binding is 1.5 inches by 11 inches, and the jacket will extend 3 inches inside the front and back covers. Well, we don't need to know that the book jacket is for a math textbook. All right, and then do you know the meaning of the phrases in bold? So Umar graduated from university when he was 22 years old. He worked in sales for a decade and then decided to make a career change and become a lawyer. He spent 1 year studying and applying to law schools and then started law school. If law school takes 3 years to complete, how old will Umar be when he graduates? Well, a decade is 10 years. Mirab bought 2 dozen eggs at the store. He needs to bake 5 cakes, which require 3 eggs each. How many eggs will he have left over after baking the 5 cakes? Well, a dozen is 12. Javier works 40 hours a week, and he makes $18 an hour. Sometimes he works overtime and gets paid time and a half. This week he worked 8 hours overtime. How much money did he earn? So time and a half would be 1.5 times his normal hourly rate. So you would have to increase his $18 by 1.5. All right, that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, and if you have any questions, leave those for me in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.